Hi guys, welcome to the In the Game Room podcast. We are, of course, not in the game room, and that's kind of the topic of tonight's show. We haven't been in the game room in a really long time, and you may be wondering why. You're about to find out. So this is a model that I've thrown together here just for this video. This is the shop for my business. This is Gamecraft Miniatures World Headquarters right here in my hands. This is a building that I had constructed about 9 years ago, just for the purpose of being the shop for my business. It's about 450 square feet, which I think in the metrics is about 42 square meters. So it's not a real big shop, and it's not a real small shop. It's probably about the size of a 2-car garage, or if you're in England, a 2-car garage. It has one door for people to go in and out. It's got a big 8-foot wide roll-up door for loading things in and out. And other than that, it's just a little building. It's got a small office inside that is where my computers are. That's where the computer that runs one of the lasers is, and another computer that does marketing and order filling and things like that. And that's actually kind of right in there. That's where this little room is. There's another laser over there, which is in this model is over on this side of the room. There's a whole long bench along here where the camera is currently sitting. That's the resin casting area, and a lot of other things go on there as well. So we're pretty much at our capacity as far as room in here goes. Around the corner here is my area where it's my workbench where I do, making masters and painting miniatures to photograph for the site, things like that, and where I do a lot of my own hobby stuff over there as well. So that's the shop. About 4 or 5 years ago, I built on a small extension onto the shop, which I'm going to show you now. This was just a real small side building that was built onto the side of the shop, and this was the game room. If you've been watching this podcast for a while, you might remember Chris and I playing Micro Armor out in the game room, playing Bolt Action out in the game room, just sitting out there bullshitting and talking about games and stuff. That was all out in the game room. That's what this little side extension was. This was very quickly and very simply built. There wasn't a lot to it. It wasn't insulated. It wasn't airtight. It didn't even have a full floor. It had a floor up to a point, and then there was a big gaming table in there. It's actually bigger than this. This is a 4-foot by 8-foot table. There was a 5 by 10-foot table in there that took up about more than half of the room and left only a little bit of space on each side to get around. So this whole game room was pretty much built around the table that was in there, and there was some other room near the door where we could do some storage of things for the business and stuff like that. So that worked out okay for a while, but like I said, it was very hastily built. I built it myself. It wasn't insulated. The roof was just that corrugated metal, leaked every once in a while, so that was a constant battle. So a few months ago, I made the decision that this game room has to go, and it has to be replaced with something better and bigger. So that leads us to exactly where we are today. This game room right now, which is on the other side of the back wall here, is completely empty. The back wall is off. The doors are off. The big huge gaming table's been disassembled. There's nothing inside there. I've been working my ass off for the last couple of days moving everything out of there, and I'm exhausted, but I'm glad it's over. So it's completely empty, and tomorrow the contractor's coming to knock it down and remove all the debris and take that to the dump or the tip, and then they start building new. And the building new part is this part. It is, as you can see, quite a lot bigger than what was there. It's going to be almost as wide as the existing shop. It's going to be longer than the existing shop, so it comes out to exactly the same square footage. It's another 450 square feet, or 42 square meters, and it's going to be arranged exactly like that. Eventually there will be a door connecting the two. There's 2 doors on the front, so that when we move large things in and out, we can open both doors or just use one door for normal sized humans. So there's 2 reasons why this addition is being built. One, we need more room for the business. The business is growing. This shop, as I said, is maxed out. We have a tiny little annex in the back that's full of inventory, all the GHQ miniatures. A lot of the Warlord bolt action miniatures are back there. I've got a shelf on the wall over here with Rubicon miniatures on it. We've got shelves up above with all of our paint racks and paint stations. We've got shelves all over the place with inventory in them. So I want a place that's dedicated to inventory. So about half of this new building is going to be set up like a store. It's going to be rows of shelves, and the shelves are going to have all the products on them. They're going to be organized by manufacturer and things like that. So I'll be able to go in there and do inventory, make sure everything's right. We're going to be able to, you know, better visualize what we have. Right now we have things in 3 or 4 different locations. So the way it is right now, if I got an order right now for something from Warlord Games, like Beyond the Gates of Antares starter army for the Algorans or whatever, I'm not sure where that is. I'm going to check in 3 or 4 different places, and it might take me a while to find it, and that's just not efficient. So about half of this is going to be set up like looking like a retail store with shelves and rows of product, and it'll be real nice. The other half of it is going to be set up with a big ass game table right in the middle of the floor. Bookshelves all around 3 of the walls with all of my gaming stuff, all my miniatures, all my buildings, all scenery, rule books, all my stuff in there. Probably going to be a television in there. There's going to be a small refrigerator in there for drinks. It's going to be done up really nice, like a very cool game room. I guess what some people would call a man cave. It's going to be my play area, and I'll be able to invite friends over and play games and stuff like that. The way it was before, when we had the tiny little place with the big table in the middle, there was no room. If you got more than 2 people in there, it was just a mess. It never did get more than 2 people in there because I knew it just wouldn't work. So even with just me and Chris in there, playing on opposite sides of the 5 foot by 10 foot table, we literally had about 18 inches between the table and the wall, you know, to get around, and it was stepping up over things and stuff. It was a real giant pain in the ass. So the new room with a reasonably sized table, I think I'm going to go by 4 foot by 8 foot. I want enough room to play Micro Armor again. I haven't played Micro Armor in a long time because of this situation over here. Funny thing, actually, when I play 28mm war game like Bolt Action, I don't need a lot of space. I need about 3 foot by 4 foot is enough for a decent sized game. However, when I go all the way to the opposite end of the spectrum, to the smallest scale that I play, which is 6mm, I actually need a lot more space because I have big boards and I play big, big battles with, tank battles, tanks that can shoot, 40, 60 inches across the board, missiles that can fly further than that. So I need a bigger table for a smaller game, which, if that makes any sense. So I want to have a 4 foot by 8 foot table, and I might even build the table with a removable 2 foot extension on one end, because I have one of my game boards is the parade grounds in Baghdad, and it measures about 5 feet by 10 feet. 5 feet's fine on a 4 foot wide table because each side just hangs over a little bit, but the 10 foot length, I need to get an extension on the table. But anyways, that's where we're at. The construction officially starts, well, the destruction starts tomorrow, where this bit here gets knocked down and hauled away. There's some preparation that needs to be done to the site. That'll happen the next day, and then I'm assuming by Saturday actual construction should begin with the delivery of all the materials and stuff. The contract's been signed, the deposit's been paid to the contractor, all of the materials have been paid for and are on their way. So this is a real thing, it's happening. I didn't talk about this before because I wasn't sure exactly when it was going to happen or how, or even if it was. But now it seems it's all happening, so I wanted to share this with you guys. I'm very excited. This is what our shop is going to look like. It's going to get twice as big. It's going to help us out a lot in running the business more efficiently and serving the customers better. And it's going to help me out a lot mentally, being able to have a place where I can go and play games and get away from the business for a minute. It's something I really need to do. I've been trying for years to get a little more balance in my life between work and pleasure. I've been working very hard to get us to where we are now, and now it's time, I think, that continue working hard, but concentrate a little bit more on the pleasurable side of the hobby and actually enjoying what it is that I've done here. So that's what this is going to be all about. It's going to be a really nice gaming area, a nice inventory area for the shop, and storage area. We're probably also going to have like a lot of our packing supplies. We have literally like pallets of boxes and stuff that we're stacking up in places where they shouldn't be, so those will probably be in here as well. So it's all going to be good. I'm very excited about it. I'm physically exhausted at the moment, but I think my work for the most part is done for the next couple of weeks. Now the contractors take over, and then after that, then I'll begin moving into the new shop. They claim it's going to take less than 2 weeks, so hopefully before Historicon this will be done, and that'll be really cool. It's going to be very well insulated. It's going to be drywalled on the inside, good electricity everywhere. It's going to be done right. It's going to be done very nicely, so that's cool. So I think that's it for tonight. I just wanted to give you guys an update that the game room is coming back. So I don't think the next In the Game Room podcast will be happening in the game room, but very soon after that it will be for sure. And I might even do like a progress report in about a week to show how it's going. That might be kind of fun. I'll definitely be doing something on the inthegameroom.com blog. I'll be posting some photos of progress and things like that. Once the existing structure is knocked down tomorrow, I'll probably take a picture of the site, and I'll take pictures all along the way, and I'll share them on the blog. So there you go. That's what's happening here. It's all good. It's exciting. It's gonna make podcasting better. I've got all kinds of ideas for podcasting in there, and green screens and cameras mounted in different places, and yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm excited. So that's about it for tonight, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and keep on gaming.